Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the After Hours Gaming League. For any of you who had absolutely no idea who that voice is, my name is Day9 from Day9.tv, and let's take a look at the current team rankings in the After Hours Gaming League. As we go into the final week number 7, we see that Microsoft is ripping everybody's souls out, stomping on them with very sharp boots that no doubt are made out of metal. Amazon, Google, and Zynga are taking the spots 2 through 4. Still a little bit of contention of who is going to be coming out ahead. If you actually look at the tiebreaker points, Amazon only has 5 tiebreaker points as they calculate the wins minus losses of those individual games. Google and Zynga, though they don't have as many overall wins, do tend to crush when they do win those games. That's why they do have that 6 tiebreaker point lead. And right now we're looking at the battle between the number 2 and 3 ranked team, Google and Amazon. It is a very important match because if one of these teams does slip down to that 4th place spot, they will have to go up against Microsoft in the semifinals. Both of these teams would desperately want to be in either 2nd or 3rd. If Amazon won versus Google, they would cinch the victory in 2nd place spot, and Google would almost certainly fall down to 4th. Google, if they win it, they will be guaranteed not to be in that 4th place position. So whatever we do, let's hop into the matches. I am Day9, and once again, this is the After Hours Gaming League, where we take 8 of the top tech companies in the whole world and pit them against one another for $5,000 of my money to donate to the charity of their choice. In the left corner, we have the Amazon team, looking oh so suave and badass. In the right, we have the Google team, looking very relaxed and happy to be playing video games. And as we hop into match number 1, we see that it is on Typhon Peaks. In the top left, we have Penkin, which is an adorable name. And if you go to the website, which is at AHGL.tv, which I just typed so aptly right there, if you go there, you can actually read about all these players, who they are, what they do at their respective companies, why StarCraft is awesome for them. And in particular, you can see a photo of Penkin with 2 Nerf guns like a boss. In the bottom right, from Team Google, we have Tyr, who many of you do know is the man who got 8-pooled and killed off by Zynga last week. Oh my goodness, how the pain must have felt. Oh, he must make the comeback here. And there we see the build and cancel from Tyr from Team Google. The Amazonitas. Penkin now continuing to build that pylon at the front of his base. The map is going to be Typhon Peak, so of course early expanding is very scary because it is the most unbelievably widespread open expansion. We do see the male Karak at the front of the base. As I poke around the minimap, I'm trying to find if there is a female Karak nearby, but he does indeed look like a loner, and he's pretty upset about it with his turkey neck down there in the bottom left. Get to a gym, turkey neck. We do also see Penkin checking the bottom left corner. Now moving down to bottom right, where we see Tyr, the Google Zerg, building his very first unique spawning pool, getting ready to move out into the world where there are many male or female Karaks existing. For any of you who have been following the AHGL action, these players are not necessarily your top master, grandmaster level players, but they certainly do have many a trick up their sleeve, like Dropbox, who cannot stop cheesing no matter what, but also do strike hearts. Or they do strike fear into the hearts of opponents. If they did strike hearts in a direct fashion, that would just be very medically uncomfortable. So it looks like, oh, Penkin spots the creep, and oh, Penkin gonna block the hatch, gonna get ready to give nightmares. No, he's gonna scout the main. He doesn't want to give Tyr any nightmares at all. Suddenly it dawns on Penkin. Is an 8-pool coming? Did Tyr learn his lesson from his loss and come back with the same strategy himself? And there it is, the finished spawning pool. He scouts around the outskirts, the rim of the base, while in the meantime at the Amazonitasi base, Penkin is planting down his very first cybernetics core to begin tech structures. There's the expansion from Tyr. It's rallied on the probe. Wow. That's kind of a little bit of an early rally, don't you think? When this hatch is done in 100 seconds and I start building units that will take about 30 seconds, I'm going to rally to this probe to make sure that it gets killed off. Tyr is a man thinking so far ahead few can comprehend. But oh no, will the rally point be in vain? We see the probe almost on the verge of deathing. He's down to 5 hit points. Run, little probe, the Amazon probe, huffing and puffing his way back to the cloud where it's safe. Oh, he's dead. If only he smoothed out his packets, he'd be able to hit there nice and easy next time. We see Penkin producing himself one more zealot to the front. He is now having an upwards of one zealot for defense. We see one idle probe. Uh-oh, it looks like he is just taking a brief smoke break. The indignant probe, not yet mining probe. What do you... Oh, no. Poor Pankin. If we actually go to the Pankin cam, that is that one brutal probe sitting there idle. He will no doubt punish him severely, not give him any sort of Amazon Prime affiliate linkage going on, which of course Pankin has the power to do. Tyr now finishing up his natural expansion, getting ready to do dat mining. One queen is done. Queen number 2 en route. Gas is being mined, and it looks like our good old Google Zerg is getting ready to get dat speed upgrade. The important thing to keep in mind about the speed upgrade and about Tyr's late game play is that we didn't really get the chance to see it last week because, again, he was 8-pooled. For any of you who would love to see that game and would love to just really dig it in, you can go to AHGL.tv and remind yourself why you should always scout your opponent early. Or I guess, you know, well, I guess it's kind of hard to, like, scout a 7-pool early. Normally you just get to his base and you're like, oh, there's Zerglings coming to kill me. Not a big deal. We see a few probes kind of poking to the front. They are very low on health, but there's not that much that Protoss can do about it. Protoss now beginning to spread the creep. Love that early creep tumor spread. A Roach Warren now en route for Tyr. Though Roach Warren might seem a little bit early, it's actually a great time to throw it down because on this map... Oh no! Oh no! The infamous misclick! Oh, for any of you who didn't know, H is hold position and G is guardian shield. How many of you have ever said, hold position right here, sentry? And he goes, and makes that little orb, that guardian shield around you. Yeah, you just misclicked. You just hit G instead of H. Looks like there's a couple of lag things going on, but because these are mutually respectful people, they sorted it out without the need for any referee to step in. The first probe now trying to pull back. His old buddy died, and oh, the female Karak at the front. Where did the male Karak wander off to? My God, this is what clubs must be like in heavily rural areas. A guy shows up, leaves several hours later when the beats are still bumping. A woman shows up. And will their paths ever intersect? Well, it depends on scheduling. You just got to make sure those schedules can be lining up. We also see the triple warp gate action now done by Pankin. The forge is nearly completed, allowing him to build DAT cannons that will help him with the defense. The spine crawler from Tyr also up, but uh-oh, that roach count is starting to get dangerously high. We see a lot of roaches being produced. Multiple geysers have been planted by Tyr, who has the double evolution chamber. One of the scariest forces of the Zerg arsenal if they actually get used. But will the guns come off the gun rack? That is the question for the Google Zerg. Will he be ready to unleash the torrent of aggression that he needs to take the big win here? Google desperately, desperately needs this win. Once again, going back to the team rankings, we see that Google is 4-2 in the team rankings. Amazon is 5-1. Pankin, the Amazonitasi, building the gateway, building the stalkers. But we see, oh no, the small force approaching the front. I don't necessarily think it will be big enough, but I'm starting to freak out. Twilight Council now finishing up. Any of you ever lost to one of those units, the Dark Templar? Yeah. The Dark Templar, a great way to recover after you accidentally misfire with a Guardian Shield on one of your sentries. As a matter of fact, sometimes the ugliest games in the world are Protoss losing horrifically and saying, let me just get DTs and try to do this, and it works. Oh my God, the male Karak. Where's the female Karak? Oh! No, there's the male Karak. Where'd the female go? My God, we may never know. This battle between Google and Amazon is heating up so violently that there may be never any time for romance between the indigenous life forms of Typhon Peaks. A third base going down from Tyr, but note that this is an extremely uncomfortable spot for the Zerg player to expand to. He'd desperately love to take down these 2 destructible rocks, open up that defense path, but right now Pankin, the Amazonitasi, advancing towards the Google Zerg, trying to take it out. For any of you who have just tuned in, this is the After Hours Gaming League final week match. This is going to decide who will be in the top 4 spots, and Pankin, oh my gosh, entrapping his probe. He can't get anywhere. No products that he orders from Amazon.com can even be delivered to him. What's your address? I don't know. I live between 4 walls with no doors. Good luck dropping it in from the sky. And now we do see Tyr, getting picked off algorithmically optimal amount of roaches moving into the front, and now we do see, in total retreat, Pankin, the Amazon Itasi, trying to throw down the force fields, but one single poor little sentry who is left in the remains to try to defend against everything. He was left behind. The sentries, the poor sentries, with only 2.25 movement speed, wishing that they had signed up for track in high school as the stalkers had. And oh, the probes aren't even in the battle. I meant to say sentries. The sentries having to throw down desperately additional force fields, and now the roaches are getting to the front of the base. The Amazon Itasi looking so much for any sort of edge that he can get, and now hallucinating a Colossus praying, my god, Tyr, if you could just be a little bit like Idra today, maybe I can secure the win. We see that this one pylon, amazingly a pylon on creep, didn't know it was possible. Amazon Itasi can bring it to you. The Google Zerg Tyr having massive amounts of roaches. Extending his way forward, a couple of those sentries go down. Oh, micro! From Tyr, the Google Zerg. And it looks like he is going to be getting ready to move out soon. Micro! And there he is, beginning to advance forward. We see, oh, the tunneling claws upgrade is done for Zerg. There could be some force fields thrown down, but Tyr needs only micro with the burrowing. Now here it comes in. There's we do see the force fields getting thrown down. He doesn't even need to burrow. He just simply walks around the two force fields. This is like putting a single sliding door at the entrance to a football field. Simply walk onto the football field. The hallucinated Colossus has been eliminated. The remaining Rochi forces from Tyr are trying to break in, bust in, do dat damage, and notice that they are also 1-1. The 2-2 is incoming. The vomiting continuing to go on, and my god, look at how low the energy is on Tyr. Who does he think he is? Liquid Ret? No, indeed, Tyr is not Liquid Ret. I fooled you, you foolish, gullible audience member. This is Tyr, an employee of Google, and a ferocious force. Indeed, the fourth base going down. This is actually extremely solid late game from our Google Zergy friendy. And meanwhile, the Amazon Itasi taking yet another base, continuing to... It's the female Karak. The male Karak was down here a moment ago. Oh my god, finding a relationship in a war is tough. Tyr now holding the left Zelnaga watchtower. We see the creep spread continuing to goop up. Tyr getting the double spore crawler, so that way, if a Dark Templar arrives, it can see it twice before it kills all the drones. There's the roaches now advancing forward. A single immortal in a great position on the flank to deal a little bit of damage, but the number of roaches is tremendous. The Dark Shrine going down. The win button might be pressed by Amazon very soon, but he's going to have to avoid a quick loss as Tyr rampages forth with a gigantic amount of roaches. The Forge does get taken down. No cannon rushes will be possible now, and he is waltzing directly up into the main. Oh no, a single force field and micro. And there he is moving up to the high ground, and now it looks like micro! He's going to be moving out, taking out the pylons, swinging up to the warp gate, getting ready to take it down. But as these single stalkers morph in, there is not a single blink to be blunk this evening. The DTs arrive, getting ready to do dat defense. The creep getting puked onto the Nexus. Oh my god, you thought rain was bad in Seattle. Well, try vomit in the form of purple slime. We do see, though, that the Blink Stalker, oh, great blink there, making that Immortal the clear target. It gets taken down. The Dark Templar trying to do the best defense that they can. We do see the probe transfer pulling everything back, and the win button might not even be able to be pressed by our good Amazon Itasi Penkin. Can the man who suffered the 8-pool loss pull the win here in the key final game between Amazon and Google? And there it is. Oh no! The Queen taking some damage. Can he take it out? The answer is no. You see his spirit floating to the top, but keep in mind, not all Dark Templar go to heaven. Most of them get reanimated as Dragoons in StarCraft 1, which is one of the dumbest units in the game. What a tragic life strategy for the Dark Templar. If only he were a Hindu, he might get reborn into something, you know, like a bird that could just fly around, or maybe a Karak, and maybe he could find someone and fall in love. I don't know. We do see now Tyr moving forward to the front, and there's the assault, taking out the Zealots in massive numbers. Another Immortal in not the best position. It will get taken out. And there's the Dark Templar trying to advance forward. They desperately want to kill off that Overseer, but Overseers with speed moves faster than Vultures in StarCraft 1. Tyr looks like he might be able to secure the first ever victory for Google in this match. And there it is. Good game. Google extends the lead in the series to 1-0. In the After Hours Gaming League, Team Google taking the win. If you are a fan of Google, go to google.com and look up Easy. It should give you a link to an Easy button somewhere on that page, and then you can use Google's algorithms to click upon it, press that Easy button, and there it will be. I don't have an Easy button. I do have the GG. From from ggbutton.com. I strongly recommend to anyone when they're in stock. So that does mean that Google will go up 1-0 in Week 7 of the After Hours Gaming League. We're going to be going on to Match 2 right after this. Don't go anywhere. Who will be the first to reach 3 wins and take the victory in Week 7?